St. Joe's and their new head coach, Steve Donahue.
All right, welcome back to the media day, and we are going to hear something from the new head coach for St. Joseph's Hawks men's college basketball. Head coach along with his basketball player.
Obviously, it's something new for me, and I can't tell you how impressed I am with everything that Atlantic 10 has done. Not just today, but how you care about basketball and the resources that you have behind it, and that feel for coaches. Been in this business a long time.
Angela made some more broccoli later on.
Question, just raise your hand. Jack Morgan, A10 Talk. Coach, I'm just wondering if you can kind of give us maybe close a little bit of a timeline as to how it came about for you to take the job as St. Joe's head coach.
Sure, Jack. Billy Lang has been a real close friend for me for over 30 years. I think I've been a mentor to him, but he's also been someone I can really rely on. So we speak weekly throughout our career. When the situation arrived at Penn, he was the first to call me and really asked me if I would consider coming here as an assistant. And I had other things I was considering. Wasn't sure I was pursue much, but I looked at a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I thought it was a great opportunity to go with a coach I really respect and trust, and someone I can learn from, but I feel I can have an impact on a program with high-level players in a great league, and I don't have to move my family. Fast forward that to a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday, and he called me and just said, "There's an opportunity with the Knicks that he can't turn down." He recommended me to our athletic director, Jill Bodensteiner, and Jill got with me the next day and asked if I was interested in the job, and of course I was. Here I am.
Steve, when you kind of look in the back, obviously when a new coach comes in, they try to leave their own mark or they have their own ideas and whatnot. Given the compressed timeline here, is there much that changes for you guys heading into this season, or will it be kind of tweaks along the way for you?
Well, I've been here since late April, and Billy and I talked long hours about how we wanted to build our summer and then going into the season with returning players like Anthony, but also the 4 transfers and a couple freshmen. And so I don't think it's that drastic in Anthony's mind as a player from what he saw in the summer. So Billy was already starting to do some, mostly on the offensive end, where I thought I could have impact. The defensive end is something that Billy was ready to go because of the way our roster was built. We thought we could play up-tempo. We thought we could pick up 94 feet. We think we have a lot of length and athleticism and depth. So we've already had that. I think from the player's standpoint, I don't think they noticed that much different from the summer, if I'm correct.
Tristan Freeman, Busted Brackets. Question for each of you. Coach, some of your teams from the past at Cornell and Penn made the tournament. There was a lot of balance, but there was definitely offensive production throughout the front court. With Rasheer Fleming gone, how confident are you that guys like Anthony Finkley and Justin Ojibor can sort of replace that scoring so your team can remain balanced?
Yeah, I looked over the rosters over the last couple of days in this league. I think we have one of the most returning guys with experience in the league, and 4 out of our top 7. You mentioned those 2, but also Derek Simpson and Dashir Haskins are also back. And Billy has done an excellent job retaining players. We've really only lost 1 to the portal, 1 to the NBA, and 1 to graduation. I think we have really good depth. I thought we added pieces like Deuce Jones and Jaden Glover, Al Amadou, in particular, all 3, I think can contribute with the scoring. Whether it's they can score, make plays for others, in the style we'll play, I'm confident that we have plenty of scoring to help us be a balanced offensive team.
And for Anthony, when the news with Coach Lang said there was a 30-day window for the transfer portal for any of you if you wanted to leave, what were the conversations you guys had as players when it happened? Was there any even a thought of possibly leaving before the season?
Of course, we were, I would say heartbroken, but no, I didn't have a thought on entering the portal. I believe in what he got going on. I believe he trusted me and I trusted him, so I'm good where I am.
Additional questions?
No agreement. So other than the family aspect, I guess, because a lot in the women's side, women insisted moves up there. But the mere fact, given Philadelphia and basketball and everything else, how much easier it is slipping an aspect where you're basically in place but just across town as opposed to, let's say, you took a job in the Midwest.
No, I think for sure for me, St. Joe's has been a home for me, even though I haven't worked there. My sister was a vice president there for over 40 years. I had 4 siblings go to St. Joe's. My son graduated from St. Joe's. I watched every one of Billy's games over the last 7 years. It didn't feel strange for me to be there. I understand what the mission of the university is about. I know how important basketball is to the university. So I feel I'm a really good fit, and I can't tell you how excited I am to coach a game at St. Joe's.
Zach,
Anthony, Zach Weiss, Pittsburgh Sports Now. I'm curious what the biggest takeaway you got out of personally yourself, your game, and your team was last season, and how that can move and carry over to this season.
One of the biggest takeaways I take from last season, I'd say don't take nothing for granted. I would say, like, appreciate the moment. I feel like there's games we slipped up on, we should have won and stuff like that. But I mean, now that I'm like older and upperclassmen and stuff, I know what it takes to win, and I know what it takes day to day.
If I can add to that, I just think he had a tremendous league season last year. I was kind of disappointed that he wasn't recognized as one of the better players going into this season. He's been through it. He was a big part of what St. Joe's success last year was, and to me, he's taken his game to another level just watching him over the last 5 months. I'm excited for what he's done. I think going through what he did as a sophomore, and now he's an upperclassman, is really going to show on the court this year.
any additional questions? All right, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if I was a coach, Christy, I would like tell them to not put any of my players on the preseason teams, right? Because there's been a few quote snubs or whatever today. It just fuels them even more. You don't get an award for the preseason, first team. So it's at the end of the year, okay? Absolutely. Like I could care less what the preseason rank is, to be honest with you. Coach Donahue, that's a perfect fit.
Yes.
What happened